In this video, I'm going to be breaking down Alex Hormozi's live event funnel, everywhere from the traffic, so where people are coming from, to the landing page, the criteria, the process of getting to the event and getting accepted to the event itself, all the way to the back end of the results that he gets. Why does he do these events in the first place, and what happens on the back end once the event takes place. So this will be a full breakdown of Alex Hormozi's live event funnel. And the reason I'm doing this, and the reason I'm so interested in this funnel, is because I've always been a believer in watch what they do, not what they say. And Alex Hormozi says a lot. He's one of the most famous business gurus of our time. He has his hands in a lot of different businesses. He has a lot of touch points established with very successful businesses. And he's been in the game for a long time. And there is a reason why he is doing these live events in the first place. And there's a reason why he's building a large part of his business around these live events. And the purpose of this video is to investigate that and break this funnel down and find that why, and find why these are such an important part of Alex Hormozi's business ecosystem. It's obvious that Alex sees the power of live in-person events, and that is something that I believe in as well. I actually run a company called Bullish Events with my co-founder Ethan, and we help online education businesses install live event funnels into their business. So it gets me excited to see somebody as big as Alex and somebody who is as in the know as Alex also leveraging live events for his business. Now, one thing I want to mention before I dive in, to be completely transparent, I have not attended one of these scaling workshops. So everything that on this video is going to be external research. I did a lot of research into this, reading people's reviews of the event, going on to Reddit rabbit holes, investigating as much as I could from not actually attending the event. And what's interesting is I think that'll actually be an advantage for this video because I don't have a biased perspective. I was reading a lot online and even watching some videos of people that attended these events, and a lot of people were very happy, saying that it was like the best experience they've ever gone to and that they got a ton of value from the event, and that it was, they couldn't recommend it enough. But then I saw a lot of people also that didn't have a great time. They thought it was a scam. They were like, yeah, I got upsold the whole time. It's basically just a giant funnel that you go and you spend $5,000, then you go and get sold something else. So there was a lot of different perspectives online about how legit and valuable the event was, and I kind of want to just dissect this from an external perspective that's not biased. And maybe one day I will go attend this event. It'd be cool to see Alex in the flesh and just see what it's all about. But as of right now, I have not attended. This is a external perspective, and everything that you're going to see in this video is done through my research over the last couple days and weeks. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. Now, where does the traffic come from? This is probably the easiest part of this whole video. It's no secret that Alex has a massive organic following. So we got his YouTube channel here. We have his X profile. We have his Instagram profile. We have his newsletter. We have his Facebook. I'm probably missing something, but he has a huge organic presence. He also has a podcast that he does. So he gets a lot of traffic organically, but he also runs ads. And the reason I'm not going to show any ads right now is because I'm going to dive into these ads later. But he does run ads to this page as well. You can go to the Facebook ads library and you can see the actual ads that he's running. Okay, you know what? I changed my mind. I just found Alex on the Facebook ads library. I want to show you guys the ads that he's running. And first of all, the volume of ads he's running is insane. Like if you go through, this page just goes on, seems endlessly, running ads to all these different offers. He has his books, he has his free tools, his frameworks, and also his event. So you can see here, this one, it's not an event, it's a scaling workshop. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. So you can see here, it's having a hard time loading. Usually it loads right here in the big screen, but you can see to the left, this is what one of his ads look like. He does a lot of video ads, a lot of picture ads. This one is kind of that angle. School uses this as well, but it calls out very specific businesses. And the call to action is to attend the workshop. So they would click on this link. It takes them to the scaling workshop landing page, which we will dissect in a few minutes. So he's running ads. He's got organic traffic. This is just to give you an idea of where the eyeballs are coming from for this funnel. So Moving on to the landing page. This is where people go once they click on an ad or they see an organic post or something along those lines. And I actually want to just show you the funnel itself and kind of break it down. So, are you the thing limiting your business is the hook, and then join our scaling workshop, remove yourself as a single point of failure. So it targets founders that are the founder bottlenecks, like their business is being halted or their growth is being halted or limited because of the founders themselves. So this workshop is kind of focused on removing them as the linchpin or as the bottleneck in their business. It's a 2-day interactive workshop where you'll receive personalized actionable insights from the team that's scaledacquisition.com and its portfolio companies. Has a lot of social proof. You kind of can walk through what the event looks like. So you'll meet with our directors to get personalized help, everything from marketing, salespeople, AI strategy. We break down how we think, operate, and scale our $250 million a year portfolio, showing you how to think like a high-level CEO. And then we leave with a clear, actionable next steps to break past your current constraint. This includes a comprehensive scaling packet that we help personalize to your business. So what I like about this, and this is what we actually do with a lot of our clients, is they're using a lot of their previous event assets to promote this event or to just be on the landing page to show that these events are legit. Obviously, there's some nuance with Alex. The trust and the authority is there. But imagine if this wasn't Alex Hormozi that was running these events. It was somebody else that maybe didn't have as big of a presence. It's good to have this social proof. It's good to have pictures from previous events. It's good to have these testimonials. It's good to show people that these events have actually already happened before and that they're real, So like what he's doing there. And then it just comes down here to some FAQ stuff, which honestly you guys can just come and read it. How much are tickets? So he sells $5,000 per seat. I believe you can, have some sort of add-on for a business partner. This allows us to keep the room high quality. So meet and network with real business owners doing real business. Give you access to top talent. You work with our directors that are paid $350K, $600K, $900K plus per year. So definitely an exclusivity play. It's good with events to bring people in that you want to attend the event, but also push people out. And this $5,000 price point probably does a really good job of that. And this is something that's important here too. So if you're under $250,000 a year, this is not a fit yet. So this event is focused towards founders and businesses doing $1 million to $100 million per year. So that is a really strong qualification. And like I said, with the $5,000 price point, that's meant to draw in the ICP and push out the non-ICP. So this event is for real businesses that are doing at least $1 million a year in revenue, which is pretty established, especially if you come from the online business space. So that is what this event is for. And then the way that you inquire about this event with his team is you book a call on their calendar below, and I assume that it is some sort of qualification call where they make sure that you meet this criteria, and then they sell you a ticket and go take you through the entire onboarding process. So this is the landing page for the scaling workshop. Then right here I have the sales call, and then there's the event. I assume there is some sort of pre-event process that takes place, but like I said, I have not attended this event, so I actually can't say what that is. Maybe I can make a part 2 of this video once I actually attend one of these workshops. And then there's the day 1, day 2 format. So out of all of the research that I did and all of the accounts and the perspectives and the reviews, what I gathered was that day 1 is focused on information frameworks. They have their VAM framework or their VAM framework that they teach, walking through case studies and success stories. And then Alex comes on, does a presentation, which leads into an upsell on day 1. And then day 2 is much more implementation focused. You get into groups, you do group work, you work through different frameworks, you do hot seats, you talk to your people, you work with the directors and the facilitators from acquisition.com, and then you leave with the next 3 to 5 tactical steps that you will go and take to grow your business and implement everything that you just learned at this event. And then Alex comes on and does an upsell again. So that is the event structure. Now I want to move into the back end. So this is the why, like what's the result from hosting these live events and actually having a full live event funnel inside of his business. So up first is this functions as an ascension event. So this is an event model that we run with some of our clients, and the event is engineered to ascend people up the value ladder into different offers. And of course, you still provide a ton of value at the event. And what I did find from a lot of reviews is that people were very happy with the scaling workshop. Like they said, the scaling workshop was worth their money. It was worth the $5,000. They got a lot of value. Of course, you're going to find people that didn't like the experience, but overall, a majority of people said that it was a good experience and they enjoyed the scaling workshop. So with an ascension event, a lot of people, that's what they miss, is they want to focus more on the marketing and the actual monetization of it, like crafting the offer, crafting the pitch, but you cannot forget about the experience. If you do not give a good experience at your events. You have to think about it as these people are taking a test drive with you and your brand. So if they go and they experience this test drive and it doesn't work really well and they're not really satisfied with it and they didn't get value, they're not going to want to go and buy the car and work with you further, So it's important to make the test drive or the event, the Ascension event, very effective, transformational, and valuable for the attendee. So the upsell is $35,000, and what this is just more events. You go and you buy this offer. They call it VAM Level 2, which is $35,000, and I believe there's VAM Level 3 as well. And all you're getting is more experience and time with the directors and the operators from the acquisition.com team. And you go out and you fly to the headquarters and you do 2 more in-person events with this $35,000 upsell that's much more personalized, much more hands-on, and they're actually with you implementing those 3 to 5 tactical action items from the first event. They're there just to help you implement everything so that it goes well. And this is actually something that we talk about all the time, is positioning events at every step of the value ladder. So Alex Hormozi, he has his virtual events that he uses to sell his books and to really go mass market. He has his scaling workshops, which is kind of at that second level where founders that have real businesses will come and attend the scaling workshop. And then he has his VAM Level 2 offer that is $35,000 that is more in-person events that are more fulfillment designed. And then that leads into the upsell for the $130,000 program, which then could even lead into you becoming a portfolio company at acquisition.com. So there are events plugged in at every step of his value ladder, and they're all there strategically and they all serve a purpose. But like I said, one thing that we do with all of our clients is we do this as well. We call it the event flywheel, where we plug in events at every step of their business, everywhere from ascension and client acquisition to fulfillment to masterminds. Different event models can serve different purposes at different points in the value ladder, and a business is truly thriving and experiencing the full power of live events when they have installed at every step of the value ladder, which Alex is doing really well. So this is what the ascension pipeline looks like. There might be more offers after this $130,000 upsell, but then of course acquisition.com is at the very end, which is when you become a portfolio company in acquisition.com with more direct access to Alex and his team. So that's the ascension side of it. That's obviously going really well. He's been doing these for probably a year and a half, maybe even 2 years at this point, and he would not keep doing them if they weren't converting and they weren't working well. So, and a lot of the reviews that you read online say that when the offer was presented and when the offer was dropped, a lot of people ran to the back of the room and signed up immediately. So he had that table rush factor. So it's obvious that these are converting well. But one thing that a lot of people haven't talked about as to why he's doing these events, or I guess one of the main benefits of doing these events, is the content that he gets from it. So I actually linked a few different examples here, and this is something else that we talk a lot about on our YouTube channel and that we help design with our clients. Is if you're going to be hosting live events, you need to be capturing content, because content is one of the most valuable aspects of hosting live events. And Alex actually says that in this video that I'm going to pull up. He kind of breaks down his philosophy around live events, which actually aligns a lot with ours.
If you're not doing events for your business, I think just about any business can do events. Don't go to hotels, go to an event space. It's 1,000 times cheaper. But also the main thing you can get out of it is marketing material. And so part of the reason that we were able to sell Gym Launch, 80% of the winners that we had from our ads were just customer stories. And so we were able to extract as many customer stories in person from those events. And that is what more than paid for the events in terms of long tail. And so we had 3 or 4 events a year that we held. We would collect as many testimonials as we could from those events, and then those became our entire ad creative strategy for the next 12 weeks.
So that's Alex breaking down his philosophy around events, at least for Gym Launch. I assume that still applies to acquisition.com, but that actually is what we believe with events as well, is that, there's other benefits, of course. They can work as client acquisition vehicles. They're great for building movements, building trust, building affinity with the audience. But one of the best things you can do with events is capture content, and more specifically, attendee facing content. We actually call it AGC, attendee generated content, where it's content around the attendees, your clients, and capturing their stories and documenting their stories to use to dump throughout your other marketing channels, which is a very underutilized but very powerful aspect of live events. And we're not going to watch all of these videos, but I just want to pull up a few examples of him. Here he's using here, I'll turn this volume down a little bit. He's using content from his scaling workshop to post onto his social media channels, and you can see this had 3,400 likes, so it gets pretty good engagement. And this just makes an infinite content flywheel. Just imagine how many of these scaling workshops that he hosts. He goes and he talks to clients, he talks to business owners, he talks to interesting people, he films that, and then he just posts it online, which is honestly a really nice content flywheel to have installed in the business. Here's another scaling workshop clip, just a guy talking about his business, And this one actually I think went kind of viral. Yeah, 17,000 likes. Probably had like 1 million views or just under 1 million. So those are 2 short form. I believe this one might be long form. Yeah, here's a video. We might have to go through an ad from Base 44 real quick. So this whole video is just a presentation from his scaling workshop, and my computer's kind of having a hard time loading it, but you get the point. And then I want to point out as well some ways he's repurposing this into ads. So this should be an ad. Yes, it goes to the Facebook ads library. And this ad, I believe, is from the scaling workshop. Yeah, so we'll go to see ad details. And he's running this ad to the scaling workshop, and it's showing what the scaling workshop is like. So the ad is literally just him talking to somebody at the scaling workshop, helping them work through their problems in their business. And this one just shows like a tremendous amount of social proof. Like this is a real person hosting real events with real people that he's like actually giving value to. But this also just gives them like a little taste of what the thing that they're going to be opting into is like, which is a genius ad strategy. So you can see that he's repurposing this content from his scaling workshop, and he's like flooding it throughout his ecosystem, both organically and through paid ads. This is one more just to kind of show you how he's doing it. So basically just showing what the scaling workshop is going to be like. The thing that these people are going to be opting into, the product that he's running ads to, is the thing that he's showing in the video, which is pretty cool. All right, so that is ascension and content. The last pillar of this is the intangible benefits, which I just mentioned. And it's different with Alex because he does have a lot of authority already. Like people trust him. His whole thing for a long time was like, oh, I have nothing to sell you. I'm just gonna give away a lot of free value, which he did. You know, that's why I respect him a lot, is we actually learned a lot in our business from Alex through all this free content on YouTube. But what live events do for Alex and for online entrepreneurs and creators and founders in general is they build a tremendous amount of trust with current and potential clients and with their audience. You know, with how weird the world is getting right now with AI and like digital saturation, and everybody's doing online stuff, everyone's doing online events and running ads and building funnels. Like if you can be that person that steps into the room with your people and shows them that you are real, shows them that you are authentic, and that you're willing to work through their problems in real time in the arena, that establishes a tremendous amount of trust with your people that you can't really build anywhere else. That also leads into affinity. You know, when you step into the room with these people and you build trust with them and you just engage with them like a real human and you facilitate connection, you facilitate community, that builds a lot of affinity. It builds a strong relationship with your audience, which is such a high leverage thing to do right now in today's ecosystem. It's also great for positioning because of how digital everything is and how crazy AI is getting. In-person, human, authentic experiences are actually going to be a premium. Like they're already becoming a premium, but in the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, they're going to be an extreme premium. People are going to be seeking out these in-person experiences because they are human and because they're raw and authentic and because you have proximity to other people that are on a similar journey as you, and they're fantastic for positioning. And I think Alex knows that. I think he's doubling down on his positioning as the go-to guy for businesses, and he understands the best way to do that is through live events. And then finally, authority, which obviously Alex doesn't really need to do anymore. He has the authority. But for somebody that's not Alex, live events are amazing for positioning them as an authority in their industry. So those are the main 3 benefits of hosting live events I see from Alex's funnel. The ascension, you know, he charges $5,000 for these events. They go and they get a lot of value. They buy his $35,000 upsell. They get a lot of value from that with more in-person events, and then they buy his $130,000 upsell, which has more events with that. And then finally, if they go through the full value ladder, they become an acquisition.com portfolio company. And then there's the content. He is using his live events as a content flywheel and repurposing that for organic and paid media. And finally, he's receiving all these intangible benefits: the trust, the affinity, the positioning, the authority, building a movement around his ecosystem instead of just being a transactional business. That's essentially what we do at Bullish Events, is we help online education businesses build movements around their business instead of being purely transactional. All right, that is the full breakdown of Alex Hormozi's live event funnel, and kind of peeling back the layers and seeing why he's doing this and seeing why live events are such a powerful component of his business. Now, if you run your own online education company, or you're a high-ticket coach, or you run your own school community, or you sell information online, or you're just an online educational creator and you're looking to start hosting in-person events and you don't want to build a transactional business, you want to actually build a movement, click the link down below. We have an application. Fill out the application. I'd love to have a conversation with you and help you bring your vision to life. Like I mentioned, we install live event funnels like Alex's into online education businesses. So if that is something that you are looking to do, or you're already doing but you just need help making it a little better, click the link down below. Would love to have a conversation with you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.